planning your next vacation.
Is there a way we can make that free of charge?
Welcome to another episode of our podcast series here at Tfteam, where
Well, we switched places, so that's why you're a bit.
yeah,
a
our
bit-
portfolio switched up on us.
Exactly.
We're on the left, you're on the right,
Yeah.
and everything is going on. But we switched seats because I like the aisle seat when I travel,
Oh, okay.
and you like the window seats, right?
Hey, so true. We've never traveled together. How did you know?
You see, I know my clients.
KYC.
KYC, your clients,
KYC,
right?
know your
So
clients.
that's our episode today.
Mhm.
Planning your next vacation. So it might be, look, I know a lot of people are thinking about traveling this summer.
Mhm.
Maybe get out there, have some fun under the sun.
Mhm.
So I just want to know, I want to pick your brain. A client comes, it might not be much to pick on, but a client comes to you and say,
Mhm.
hey, Pierre,
Mhm.
I want to plan my next vacation with my family.
Mhm.
How can I get that done?
Well,
What are you looking at?
Well, the first thing, could we afford it? So hopefully, my clients didn't come to me today about going on a
Traveling tomorrow?
vacation tomorrow, right?
Stephanie.
That unfortunately, well, we won't name her, but the person to our left, who's going to Miami.
Told me today
I
she's
know.
traveling next week.
Exactly.
What is that? How do I plan for that?
We can't plan for her not being here next week. How are we going to do it? Right? Golf. But yeah, so really it's about planning, and then we could kind of customize kind of a plan. So you kind of put money aside for each pay to fund for your vacation. So that's probably step one. Let's figure out the cost so that we can budget for it. Step two, is there a way we can make that free of charge, right? Whereby with points. So I know when we travel, I use my Expedia points, right? So I'll use my points either for the air flight, or I'll use it for the car rental, or for the hotel. And then I also have my air miles. So
You have a lot of points.
yeah. I mean, honestly, as part of the strategy, if you are diligent enough, right?
Yeah.
I'm not telling people to go and just get as many credit cards as you possibly can.
Right.
But all you need is one good credit card, and just put everything on that particular credit card, gather the points over a year's time, and redeem them. But pay off the credit card in full every month, right? Because then it could be a costly trip if you're not paying off the credit.
And also those credit cards that come with points, though, you can, when you go to the grocery store, etc., the gas station, ensure you collect on those points, because those can be converted to miles or converted to dollars, which can then be used to pay for your trip.
Yeah.
Are you like me? When I book my trip, I always book, or try to book, a Wednesday night, midnight, because I heard there's a superstition that says when you book, then the prices are the lowest. Or do you say, oh, this price, I'm gonna go with this price? Do you shop around?
Unfortunately, you're not speaking to the
Travel expert?
to the decision maker when it comes to travel. My better half, and she's.
We should have brought her on.
We should have brought her.
Why are you here?
I have no idea, right? She's very diligent, whereby she has alerts that come in that basically says, okay, this is where we want to go, and then once it hits a certain price, she's gonna get an alert, and then at that time we'll book. But it's not like the old days where you could be a last minute shopper. Now you probably have to plan ahead and kind of know your destination, and keep an eye on those prices kind of going down. So so that is probably one of the things that I would do is, again, if you're planning to travel this summer, we should have planned for it maybe at the beginning of the year, and start looking for deals.
Well, if not the summer, maybe the fall we travel, right? Where flights might be a bit cheaper as well. Also, one of the things that I would do when I decide to travel is to ensure that I do a little bit of research of the destination that I'm going, so that I don't overspend.
Yes.
And also that if there's an expectation that I'm going to go to this point and that point and that point, that I have a sufficient amount of funds, because I don't want to be surprised there, and then I end up paying high exchange rates, or not maybe they don't accept a particular credit card,
Hmm.
etc.
Hmm.
So I'm prepared, so I
Hmm.
don't face any undue expense.
Yes, yes, yeah. So I know for us, we depending on where we're going, we
Hmm.
typically prepare and have enough of that currency,
Yeah.
or so there are some U.S. dollar visas that are
Yes.
available. So you try to accommodate. There's a lot of deals.
Hmm.
I know our good friend Stephanie is going to Miami, which is one of my favorite spots.
I wonder why.
Unfortunately, with what's going on in the world, I've decided to stay in Canada. But there were so many deals in
Hmm.
terms
Hmm.
of we did like a Segway tour,
Yeah.
and it was unbelievable. It's a few years back, and it
Yeah.
cost us like $50.
Hmm.
Right, to do a Segway tour for a couple of hours in the street of Miami's and going to
Hmm.
the Stars home in this
Yeah.
private enclave. So there are deals to be made, but you've got to shop around. You've got to look around.
That's right.
Right.
And also that's another thing that I do is like sometimes it's good to be loyal to a particular airline,
Hmm.
but if another airline is offering you good deals, you if that's the way to go, that's the way to go, right?
For the longest time, I used to fly Spirit. Right?
Because
Spirit
you are a
Airline.
spirit.
I know. And Spirit Airlines, because we used to go to the US at least two or
It's like
three
a
times.
bumblebee in the sky.
Big time, that big yellow plane. Mind you, now they're going bankrupt, and probably because they were offering such low
Yeah.
prices.
Yeah.
And as a way to minimize, I didn't fly out of Pearson. We
Mm.
would fly out of Niagara Airport in the
Ah.
U.S. So
Hmm.
it was cheaper for me to drive my car,
Hmm.
leave my car in the parking lot
Hmm.
for a whole week,
Yeah.
right? $5, $6 a day, as opposed to Pearson. When I do the same, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
20 or so dollars a day. When I come back, it's about
Yeah.
$200 that I have to pay. It was still cheaper to go to Niagara,
Yeah.
USA, fly from from Niagara to Miami,
Hmm.
and I still had plenty of money left over.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Because sometimes when I travel to the west coast of Canada,
Mhm.
it's sometimes it shows me that it's cheaper to travel out of either the Island Airport
Mhm.
or Hamilton Airport.
Mhm.
So it gives me those options,
Mhm.
and the best thing to do is that you're already here.
Yeah,
So if traveling out of Hamilton is easier, then so be it, right?
big time.
And you can, as you said, you can park there for a far less
Mhm.
price. And one of the good things about TFSAs
Mhm.
is that you can designate a TFSA for your vacation fund. That's
Mhm.
one of the things I like. So you can
Mhm.
open a separate TFSA.
Mhm.
You have your investments for your long-term goals, but
Mhm.
then you can open a second TFSA
Yeah,
once you don't go over the limit.
yeah.
And as you said, put your PAC towards that.
Pre-authorize.
Right, pre-authorized contribution
Yes.
towards that
Mhm.
vacation fund.
Exactly. Exactly. Again, that's done with planning. You could have as many TFSAs.
Yeah.
You could have a TFSA for the emergency funds
Hmm.
that we
Hmm.
stress so much. You
Yeah,
could have a TFSA for more aggressive investment, and you could have a TFSA for your vacation fund. But
that's
if
right.
you're going to have a TFSA for vacation funds and for emergency fund, please do not put it in risky investments,
That's
right?
for
So
sure. Yeah.
treat it as purely as a savings account,
Hmm.
and put it into, let's say, a money market or a GIC. Having said that, I mean, if you read various advisors, many advisors, and you know what, to each his own,
Hmm.
uh, they don't like the TFSA to be used for emergency funds.
Yeah.
They would prefer to have it for investing
Hmm.
into more aggressive,
Hmm.
because if you double your money, triple your money, you don't pay any tax.
Right. Right.
Or when you're receiving that dividend income,
Hmm.
again, you don't pay any tax.
Yeah.
But you know what? Who's to say not in terms of diversifying? having TFSAs for all kinds of
Yeah.
purposes, right?
And Stephanie also likes, apart
We're
from the
we're
TFSA.
we're using Stephanie a lot today.
Uh,
We're gonna get hit
yeah,
after this call.
we're gonna miss her next week,
Yeah, I
right?
know, I know.
But Stephanie does love her high interest savings account and
Mm-hmm.
using that.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you want to use that, right?
Exactly.
You're gonna guard against the fluctuations of the market.
Mm-hmm.
So putting your money in your high interest savings account can work as well.
Definitely. And probably not at a bank's
Yeah.
high interest savings account. I know there's a lot of digital banks. One that we like is
Hmm.
Neo.
Yeah.
We truly enjoy the Neo product.
Hmm.
It's a high interest. And it's easily accessible. And Neo provides points also. So
Yeah.
if you have a Neo card, which provides you with a cashback offer. So all good things with.
I'm not done.
Oh,
I have more things to help you.
holy cow.
Um, Travel insurance.
Mm.
What
Don't leave
happens when your flight?
don't leave home without it.
There you go. What
Yeah.
happens if your flight gets canceled? What
Yeah.
happens if you lose your suitcase?
Mm-hmm.
Because you forget, or they just put it on a wrong plane.
Yeah. So trip cancellation,
Yeah.
trip interruption, those are all good features insurance to have. But guess what? A lot of the credit cards have that particular
There we go.
insurance in
There we go.
terms of the trip cancellation, trip insurance. One of the things that I do, because it has happened, well, once I didn't lose all my luggage,
Hmm.
but I make sure that in my carry-on that I have enough for
Hmm.
about 2 or 3 days, right? So I've
Hmm.
got all my important stuff with me, and in my big
Hmm.
suitcase are kind of the stuff that maybe I could do without. So there
Yeah.
was one time my luggage didn't come for about 2 or 3 days.
Mm.
So no, I didn't wear the same clothes for
Oh.
2 or 3 days. I had
Oh.
enough in my carry-on to keep me going for those 2 or 3 days.
Okay. Well, and also one other thing. Do you buy airport food? You do.
I do,
What kind of advisor is
but
this? You
not the
take your
food.
food from home
Not the food.
and on the
Well,
flight.
no, 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 no. Okay, so sorry. You're correct. So it depends,
Okay.
right? It actually depends. Because with the fluids, you can't,
You
can't go
can't you
through
can't take that in.
can't go through
Yeah.
custom. But no, when we go to Antigua for one, we typically stay on an Airbnb. So
Okay.
not in our carry-on, but in our suitcase
Hmm.
that we check, we bring food from
Okay.
home because
Okay.
one, it's expensive over there to buy
And
groceries.
yeah.
So
Okay.
we definitely bring
Yeah.
food.
One of the
But
what?
the only thing is we do buy one time at the airport, I need my Tims, my
Okay.
Tim coffee.
You see,
So that's the
free
only thing. But
sponsorship.
I know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I try to avoid
Hmm.
buying food at the airport or on the
Hmm.
airline
Hmm.
because it's so expensive.
Definitely.
So you just walk with a sandwich or do something. I'm
Mm.
just helping out here, helping you save money so that you can take me golfing.
No, bang on. I mean, I rarely, I unless it's part of the
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 package.
package.
Yeah.
I don't buy anything on the airline. So they
Yeah.
typically, I know if you're flying Air Canada or WestJet,
Hmm.
they'll
Hmm.
give you like a coffee or juice and some cookies or pretzel. That's enough for
The
me.
only thing I pay extra for is legroom
That okay? You're right.
because
You're
and you
right.
should too because your knees are not too good.
You're right. So mind you, we try to get the emergency exit
Okay.
door, right? So
You know
uh
first aid?
you don't want to know. If you're in trouble, I will be hosting solo next week if something happens. Yes, I do. As
Okay.
part of my training, I
Okay.
do I
Very
do
good.
know
Very good.
first aid.
So
And don't ask me to do first aid on you. It's another show.
yeah, but emergency exit gives you that extra room.
That's
Okay.
right. That's
So
right.
we're planning our next vacation,
Mhm.
or we want to go on our next vacation. Wrap it up for us. What are the things that we need? Bullet points.
So one, plan ahead. Put some money aside.
Yeah.
Take a look at your cards if
Hmm.
you have some credit cards
Yeah.
that offer points, and be diligent. Shop at areas
Yeah.
that will generate more points, right? So I know
Yeah.
for me, I always gas up at Shell because I get air miles from
Shell.
from Shell.
Okay.
So those things, and also look for alerts,
Yeah.
look for price discounts
Mm-hmm.
that are coming
Mm-hmm.
up, and maybe subscribe to one of those programs that will alert you
Yeah.
on a regular basis as to all your various travel destination. And don't be choosy. I mean, I know for us now, we're not too picky
Mm-hmm.
as to where we'll go, right?
Yeah.
So if Cuba is the cheapest place to go and I just need a week of R&R,
Mm-hmm.
so be it,
Yeah.
right? Um,
Or stay in Canada and go to the
oh,
west,
big time, big
go
time,
to Alberta,
big
go
time.
to Vancouver.
Help our Alberta
The G7 was there the other
yeah,
day,
our
right?
Alberta cousins.
Yeah.
Stay in Canada, show them some love, travel to Alberta,
Maybe
Edmonton,
I'll
Banff.
go to Quebec for the summer.
If you do, we'll go together.
There you
I'll
go.
show you my
There we go.
I'll show you
That's
my
how you get a
province.
free vacation because I don't have to book travel. I hitch a ride with the guy on the ride. There you go. That's our plan.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching and hope that your next vacation is a fun one. We're gonna miss Stephanie because she's going on vacation and she inspired this episode.
But she will tell us all about it in
When she comes back. That's
future
right.
episodes.
So thank you. Like, subscribe to our channel where we tell you all about all of the things that you can do to ensure you improve your financial health and well-being. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye for now.